Hey everyone, I want to talk to you about preparing our series, Dealing with Doubt. Now, hopefully you've taken a look at the series page, so you're a little bit familiar with the series. But what we're doing is we're looking at 3 different types of doubt. And so in each week of the series, we're going to look at one conversation from the life of Jesus that he had with a doubter, that he had with a skeptic. Now, the whole point of this series is that a lot of people have doubts about God. They have doubts about the Bible. They have doubts about the faith. But people don't feel like they can talk about those doubts. And so we want to get rid of that. We want people to feel like they can bring their questions and their doubts to God. And we're going to see that through these stories. And so the 3 types of doubt that we're looking at are intellectual doubt, spiritual doubt, and circumstantial doubt. And so in week 1, we're going to look at intellectual doubt. And I want to encourage you to use the series introduction video. In that video, we kind of give an overview of what this series is all about. And then as we transition to the sermon itself, we're going to talk about this idea that we have doubts that are real doubts. And especially when it comes to intellectual doubts, we often feel like we can't talk about them. You know, doubts like, how do I know that the Bible is real? How do I know that Christianity is not just a fairy tale? And so this sermon is really geared for people who have real doubts about Christianity. So really probably people who aren't Christians, people who probably don't even claim to be a Christian, but people who just say, you know, if I believe in Jesus, how can I believe in Jesus? How can I believe that he rose from the dead? And the way we're approaching this is not so much to give like a million proofs about why you can believe in the resurrection or the Bible, although we have a lot of resources on that. The point of this sermon is really to encourage people, hey, look, doubting is okay. Even if you're a skeptic, you know, God loves you, God embraces you. And so we do that through the story of Thomas, doubting Thomas. And, you know, in Thomas's story, I'll let you look at the sermon and look at all the notes. But, you know, in Thomas's story, it really talks about the fact that Thomas needed proof in order to believe. And Jesus didn't like say, Thomas, come on, you're so lame. How could you need proof? Why didn't you just believe? No, Jesus loved Thomas and he gave him the proof that he needed. And so I think that tells me that God encourages us to ask good questions and to seek honest answers. And that's really what the whole sermon's about. It's about asking real questions. And so make sure people don't feel like they have to hide their doubts or their questions. You know, we want to create, and we talk about this in the message, but we want to create a church, we want to create small groups, and we want to create families where people can ask questions, where they can be honest with their doubts, where they don't feel like they have to fake it, but they can be real. And so we're going to talk a lot about these intellectual doubts that we all have. And we're going to talk about the fact that God says, you know, come reason with me, come deal with your doubts with me. And so that's what we're going to do in this series. And I really encourage you to be familiar with some of the related resources. We have resources on, if you're a skeptic, we have that whole Faith for Skeptics series. We have the video, which I did, which is what skeptics should know about Christianity. What looks at the Risen film. So if you've seen the Risen film, or you know, people in your congregation have seen that, you might want to point them to that post. Even if they haven't seen the film, I still hope it's a good video for people. And then also the post that's about how much certainty do I need to believe? You know, how much, because you're not going to have the same certainty that Thomas had, right? You're not going to get Jesus to appear before you, and you're not going to touch him. So how much certainty do you need to believe in Jesus and his resurrection? So check out those resources. And again, this sermon is really focused on letting people who are skeptical know doubts are okay. It's okay to have doubts, but here's the good thing. God wants you to pursue him with your doubts, and he wants you to find the answers to your questions. And so what we're really trying to do is inspire people to go on a journey of discovery, and we're trying to show them how compassionate and merciful Jesus is throughout that entire discovery. So I'll be praying for you, and I hope you have a great week 1 in doubt.